Peace and love.
Good afternoon. How's it going?
Big love on Love Day. How y'all doing today?
Everything's going great. It's a regular day for me, but I'm
Uh,
always loving everyone. But I had a blessed weekend. I hope y'all all did too.
that's what's up. That's what's up. We live on Insta. Peace to those on Insta. I appreciate you being being transparent. Like you, like, look, I don't really celebrate this holiday. Every day is love, huh? I appreciate that.
Yep.
Well, today is February 14th, and we'll be reading pages 27 to 30.
No, we like you can't even see this guy. Or you can, but
And collective courage.
Here.
And I wanted to.
Can.
Oh, peace. If you're not speaking, go ahead, put yourself on mute for me. Right on, everybody. Yeah. So we black. We here. Yeah. Every day is Love Day. We don't need a holiday to celebrate love. Um, as we know, a lot of these holidays are just um, routes for consumerism, right? Like how fast can you spend your money? They create new ways for that. So, we are aware of that, and I would like to welcome folks to think about how we could create holidays that celebrate the things that we want to celebrate. We are in Black History Month. We celebrate Black History Month. I've been hearing folks talk about Black history versus Black future. Let's not celebrate Black history. Let's call it Black future. And my personal take of the matter is you can't have a future without the past. You know what I mean? In order to accurately um, envision the future, I think it helps to have an understanding of what happened. Not to limit yourself, but there's many lessons that were learned, and history does repeat itself if you don't prepare for that repetition. There are things that are inseparable from human nature. Some would say, love. On the other side of the spectrum, greed. These different things that will show themselves up regardless of the time period. We've seen that consistently, and so you got to plan around those things. So Black History is for me here to stay, um, but it's not about a month. It's about every day, and Black Future is every day. But I would like to see a month for that. And maybe that's something that we celebrate within the culture. Like what's next for us. I definitely celebrate thinking of new ways to live because we need some innovation. We need some innovation. Many things are not working for us. Um, Thank you. I see somebody in the chat say that's a good idea. I'm just saying, like, we have, and then Black Future don't just mean like way off in the future. Maybe Black Future Month means what's up with the youth.
Right.
What?
I was just thinking that. I was just thinking
What are the youth doing? Maybe it's celebrating something as simple as the new dance craze, or maybe it's something as prolific as a genius whose IQ is way beyond most of us, and they're doing something amazing. I think just unadulterated celebration of the youth, and what they're creating, I think is something that I would like to see more of. I think growing up, I've seen a lot of separation with the generations, and I feel like I'm a bridge between younger generations and older. So I would like to see more of that, and I celebrate the youth every day. They are our future, right?
Yeah, and I was just thinking, just to add in that, where we're taught, like during this month, we're taught a lot about inventions that like folk have created. I'm just wanting to, um, like I'm hoping there's programs where, you know, there's more inventions made by us, because I know there's a gap from our education being um, belittled, and we're not getting the same education as we used to or whatever. But yeah, I just want to encourage more inventions happening.
Yes, I appreciate you saying that because we are in what people are calling the fourth industrial revolution. Um, so technology is at a new place. Automated checkout lines, robots, self-driving cars, crypto, just many things happening at one time that I don't think we fully comprehend. And we enjoy some of the conveniences of what we've seen so far, but a lot of these things, when we think about the future, can be just more of the same in terms of those on top staying on top. So how do we innovate and create more reciprocal situations? Win-win situations. Win-win-win for you, for me, and for the earth. I think those are concepts that we need to talk about. Peace to those in the chat on Insta. We would love to see you on Zoom. I tap in with Insta because I know y'all used to seeing us on here, but we've moved to Zoom. So please check in with us. We are on part one, which is right before chapter one, on page 27. But before we start the book, I wanted to let y'all know we have videos of our conferences up on YouTube. Um, Most notably, our most recent conference, we did 5 webinars, and each one had a specific topic. And I wanted to show you guys, and I'll put the link to it in the chat so you guys could get to it, and you'll easily find the other ones as well. But I wanted to play a specific portion so you guys could just hear this brother go in. We've been talking about Jackson Rising, which is another book that we have on the side that we use as a complement to Collective Courage. I just put the link to the video in the chat. I'm gonna share my screen. Oh wow, you know what? I can't. That sucks. Okay, well, please please follow the link in your own time, and you'll be able to. Oh yes, let's plug in Youth Impact Hub for supporting young entrepreneurs. I'm a fellow uh, uh, alumni of the Youth Impact Hub. I was a part of their first cycle. My lady Jasmine, she's a manager there. Like, she's been there for 5 years. She's also a fellow. They've been very instrumental to us in getting a lot of know-how and knowledge base when it comes to building a business. Um, and it was just very supportive. You get to build with other like-minded young entrepreneurs. So right now they are looking for, if anyone is interested, they are looking for mentors. So if you feel like you have something to offer some youth, uh, hit me up and I'll connect you with them. Yes, it's a very dope program, and I'm much love to them. They definitely helped change my life. Um, and yeah, so please follow the link that I put in the chat, y'all, for later, so you can catch up on um, our conferences. We'll be having another one this year. I mean, man, the conference was amazing. We have folks from New York, we have folks from New Orleans, we have folks from um, Mississippi in there, we have folks from Ghana, we have folks from Oakland, obviously, we have folks from many different places tap in with us, and yeah, we global, and so please just tap in and take some time. It was a lot of knowledge that got put in there. We went and gathered folks from different organizations like the Malcolm X Grassroots organization, who was a part of working with Jackson Rising. So I was going to play a clip, but we're just going to get into the reading. So page 27 on Collective Courage. Part one: Early African American cooperative roots. We had this quote by W.E.B. Du Bois that I wanted to read. All right. Consequently, we find the spirit of revolt which tried to cooperate by means of insurrection led to widespread organization for the rescue of fugitive slaves among Negroes themselves, and developed before the war in the North and during and after the war in the South into various cooperative efforts toward economic emancipation and land buying. Gradually, these efforts led to cooperative business building and loan associations and trade unions. Um, I know what I got out of that, but I'm gonna open it up to folks. Like that quote. What did that quote? How did that quote land to you?
For me, I wanted to look more into learning about mutual aid, um, because there's a bunch of different ways that we can help each other. So that's what sparked my interest after reading.
Oh shit. Mutual aid societies. Yeah, that's something that I want to see more of now. Anybody else? I feel like this is a very deep segment because basically he's saying that energy that we had to rebel and to cause insurrections and to overturn the power dynamic that kept us oppressed is the same energy that went into cooperating uh, in opposition to being broke and being oppressed economically, you know? So I think there's something powerful about that, like understanding that trauma unites people a lot. And I understand that sometimes it's harder to find as a mass, find middle grounds when, everything is okay. Like if you're good, you might be less inclined to fight. But I feel like at the end of the day, we're not good. Even though we were
You
better.
can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead, Z.
My bad. I know
No,
why you saying that because it's a hard time with the COVID and economy, and we're living in high ass, excuse my language, California. So yeah, we're good, but we're not good because we got high ass rent. Like I'm even struggling, and I cut hair, and I got this, but you feel me? I might have to find something else. So I understand where you're coming from. Like we're good, but we're not good. That's why we need to come together and hey, I'm on a Zoom meeting. Oh, yeah, nah. Yeah, that's why we need to come together. You feel me? You too. No, hold on. That's why we need to come together. I'm almost done talking. That's why we need to come together and you feel me? Help the hood or the community. You know what I'm saying? Like we're good, but we're not good. Like we're some smart, intelligent Black folk. You feel me? We're Afrocentric. So why not throw an event at least every 2 weeks? It's Black Joy Parade. We should be out there promoting and getting our money. You feel me? Stuff like that. It's a hard. You feel me? It's hella stuff I want to do. But I'm gonna throw the mic to somebody else. You want to say something? Or Ajima, back on you.
Yeah, that was fire.
Yeah,
That was fire,
that's facts. Where you at? Where your face at? Yeah, that's my brother.
Straight up, yeah. I appreciate your insight, Z. We good, but we
Hey,
not good. You know what I mean?
I
And
always got to get something good. I always, I'm
yeah,
a voice at the end of the day.
that's right. And we're good because we're doing better in a lot of ways than we're benefiting from a lot more than our ancestors in the past in terms of the access to things that we have because of technology, and frankly because America has been successful in oppressing a lot of other places, and so or had a hand in it directly or indirectly, and so we benefit from that. Um, but the reality is we're not good because there's overwhelming disparities that need to be addressed. But W.E.B. Du Bois basically said, like, look, you got to tap into that spirit of rebellion. You know, like I don't know if folks been listening to the whole controversy with Joe Rogan, right? He said the N word a few times, and I'm hearing people defend him. I'm hearing people go against him. Um, that's a different conversation. I would love to hear folks take on that. But I brought that up to say NDIRE said something very pivotal. Uh, she basically, she didn't like what he did. She was like, "Look, I'm taking my music off of Spotify. I'm not rocking with it." But she didn't just say that. Like, and I encourage y'all to, if you didn't know about the situation, go look it up and go listen to her response. She basically said, "He's not. I don't think he's racist, but
Was he
my
white?
problem." No, look, this. That's what
My
she
bad.
said. She said, "I don't think he's racist, but my problem is that he doesn't see why what he did was racist, and that I'm taking my music off because it's not about cancellation, it's about curation. So I don't want to be a part of a space that allows a curation of someone to be that insensitive. So I'm exiting stage left and I'm going to curate spaces that don't do that and do what I want." So basically, to boil that down, it's not about what you're against, it's about what are you for. Because you could say, "I'm against this, and this," and then you just wasted a bunch of time talking about what you don't want. And our voices are very powerful. So you're actually
Hey,
attracting what you don't want. You know what I mean? And our minds work like that. Like if we say, "I'm not going to focus on it. I'm not going to say it," you're going to focus on it, and you're probably going to do the thing that you're not going to do. So you have to literally change your focus on something to either to actually put the energy where you really want it to go. But if you just are anti all the time, then that's what you're gonna be. You're gonna have an anti life. And so I feel like curation is very very key to what we want to see. So um, how do y'all feel about that? About what NDIRE said? Did that resonate with y'all at all?
As far as just to give a quick little piggyback on the Joe Rogan situation, I just want to say that I think as far as in terms of Black people as a culture, we passed that point. You know what I'm saying? To hear somebody use that word and get all offended, it's like we should be past that point, but we give it the attention that is needed in order for it to be news. But number two on that is that we also pass we passed the curation point. It's like fuck that. How you not gonna sit up there and continuously write a fucking book or a monologue or do a blog on how a racist person from this perspective in Georgia is kind of different from the racist person from this perspective in Alabama and how they need to be cured, but we got to do it in two different variations because one is from it's like fuck all that. You motherfuckers is racist, you racist, and that's it. And we're gonna put you in the category and you against us. That's it. It's like there's no degree or variation to it in my perspective. But then the third point is for Black culture itself to go past getting into a situation like that and monopolize off of it or try to do something in a way that benefits them from it instead of trying to have some type of peace treaty or something in that nature.
I heard some
I
very
think
powerful things you said. Go ahead, sister.
I think that creating a space where we're not dependent on these different programs like Spotify or whoever is like, then we'll be like, okay, we don't have to support you or your program because just like India Irie was like, okay, well, I'm gonna just hop off here. So that that is needed. But I guess would you say curation of another program or something like that? Is that what you? So we do need that, and that's what is needed for everybody to support instead of just some people. Somebody making it, and we still using the same Spotify. We still using the same iTunes and Instagram and all of that. So it's like making our own platforms where we can agree on the terms and what have you.
Yes, yes, that's very powerful. I feel like curation of new programs, curation of the culture. Like, how do we curate what we want to see? Like, if we don't want people to say this word, like, first of all, is there a consensus amongst the black community? Can we curate consensus? Meaning, okay, we talk about cooperatives, right? We we can't make a move in a cooperative if we don't have a majority vote. That's how it works. So, in the sense of our culture, are we looking at it cooperatively? Do we have a consensus? Not that we have to be a monolith, meaning like we all got to think the same, move the same, left, right, robotic. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, do we have an understanding of where each one of us is coming from as a people, like the variant, like you mentioned, Cal, you mentioned how there's different kinds of races, there's different kind of black people coming from these different areas. They might be considered suburban or urban or whatever, what have you, country. Those are some vague ones, right? You can get even more subgenres in that. But what I'm saying is, like, do we have a consensus on the word? And is it necessary to have a consensus on the word? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like that's a bigger conversation. I like how you said, Cal, like, we got to move past it. I think whether it's the word, the N word, or other words, we get easily riled up by things and we lose the importance of the matter. Like, is it about Joe Rogan saying it, or is it about the fact that, like you said, Monica, we put a lot of money into this organization and we don't have our own. And so we mad at what they doing on theirs, but we don't even got ours. So you know what I'm saying? The relevance and importance of the situation gets lost in the sauce. Like, the levels, it's levels to it, you know? Anybody else got any insight? I love this conversation.
Some people even self-hate and they don't realize it because they say stuff like, you catch white people calling themselves rednecks, or you catch people calling they, like, even us, we call each other niggas and stuff. Like, we don't realize that's self-hate within itself.
Mm.
And that ain't no better than them calling us it.
Damn, that's deep. That's deep. So
That's
basically,
real
as
deep.
humans,
That's
we
real.
all participate in self hate. And, you know, somebody asked me, like, is there other words in other ethnicities that we can't say? And I'm sure there are, right? Like, Jewish people have made it very clear of things that you can't say about them, but we don't necessarily know those words for Asian people or for
I think the Jewish one would be Jew.
right, right. And I know they exist. I know they exist, but I guess the point that was asked to me was, what is it about our word that makes it so, spicy? Like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Because you're not hearing other people say these other words about other people in the same enthusiasm. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like you said, everybody has a capacity to self hate. So what is it about our self hate that's so popular? That is a very interesting question that I think we might want to sit on for a little bit. But I'm open to hear anybody else's insights.
I just
I,
wanted to say, like, for the Jewish community, how they're together on, like, if anybody say anything bad or it's anti-Semitism or anything, it's like a whole ordeal. So I mean, even if for us it is too, but it's they get things done behind it. Same with the growing LBGT community. If anybody say anything that is offensive to that community, you got to do a public apology. But what
Yeah.
is it about our community
Right.
that is just looked over?
They made a whole law about the. I don't have nothing against middle. I don't have nothing against Orientals, okay, but they have a whole law and they put in a whole little thing in protection of them. But we've been getting beaten up and stuff. We've been getting robbed and all that stuff happening to us. But they a couple of them got robbed, and now all of a sudden they got a whole law and police dedicating their time to protect them. How that's supposed to make us feel?
That's fine. Oh, can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead, Z.
Yeah, with that, because I'm part of the LGBTQ community, but you feel me? That it don't matter. I'm just Z at the end of the day. I'm not gonna get my feelings hurt or whatever. I know my rights. I know myself, and that's all that matters. But yeah, with them, they got the whole pronouns thing, and people in our community we're sensitive. You know what I'm saying? So, but with the Black community, we're like we done been through hell. We've been slaves. We still going through slavery, and against our own or whatever. So you feel me? All we gotta do is if we stand together instead of being against each other, we gonna make shit happen. We got these white folks trying to fuck our shit off. On fact, that's factual. That's on everything I love.
I want to say thank you for speaking, Z. Thank you all of y'all for your input.
Yeah.
We getting deep, y'all, and I feel like, man, so many things I want to say. So one thing I want to say to the LGBT community, like I know that the
Yeah,
pronouns are important. Pronouns are
yeah.
important to them, and I respect that, and
I
I'm
go by
learning.
she. Like,
And right, everybody has their right to go by what they
and
want, and I respect.
some people call me they. Like, I don't play that shit. I'm still a woman at the end of the day. Like, God made me a woman for it. I know I'm a lesbian, but God made me a woman. I'm not gonna be like he. I don't play none of that. Like, I'm on the masculine side. I might be called, with my partner's boy or brother. I'm cool with that, but I'm still a sister at the end of the day. You feel me? You have to identify yourself because that's who you are. Yeah, for real.
I appreciate you saying that. I was just about to say I want to see more unity within the Black community and the LGBTQ community who are Black.
Yeah.
I feel like there's so much divisiveness, so much homophobia, so much just misunderstanding, and I feel like it. That's what I said earlier. We are pushed to be extremely volatile when things rile us up, whether it be the N word, whether it be
Somebody breathing
sexuality,
hard.
and we don't create consensus amongst ourselves. Like, can we just find consensus amongst the Black community that we love all our people?
Yeah.
Can we start there? Like, I want to see
Yeah.
that.
Hey,
You know
that's
It's
what I
hard
mean?
facts.
for us to do
That's
that because
powerful. I
it's
needed
even
to hear that.
something. It's even still a problem between light skin and dark skin.
Yeah.
Like we don't even realize that. Like we still got the black on black, but shit, we don't even realize we got the black on black even deeper than that. We got the black on black because it's like it's never gonna get right if we can't even come to agree on our skin color.
We in inception of self hatred. You know what I'm saying? That's deep. The good hair, bad hair. Yep, Monica, you speaking truth. So
Man,
that,
all
that
day.
that's one thing I wanted to say is that I want all of our people to come together so we could create consensus and stop the division. So let's have these conversations. Let's have these hard conversations so we can find that consensus, right? Because the spirit of insurrection and rebellion first comes from there's something going on that we all don't like, right?
Insecure.
Right? There's something going on in our communities that we all don't like. So let's find that. I don't like the division, right? So I'm rebelling against the divisiveness of, oh, I'm against that community, this community. No, I rock with my LGBTQ community, like, because I definitely am a human first. I'm Black right after that, very very close second. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's first. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm a human. You know what I'm saying? And then and then everything else after that. And so, man, this is I love all of my people that are here right now. Y'all are
Man,
just dropping.
Shay.
I got to get something at the car. You mind unlocking it real quick or letting me unlock it?
So if there's nothing else, we didn't get hecka into the reading, but I feel like that quote from W.E.B. Du Bois was potent, right? Like we talking about the spirit of rebellion and how it unites. And remember, like the infighting is folks trying to unite amongst themselves to find another enemy, right? It's like once you find that enemy, then it's like, oh, that's your enemy too. Then it's easy to just go harder, right? Because we all
Like,
got to
yeah,
get to
funk,
a point.
like funky.
Funk,
Oh,
right? It's easy to funk when you know who you funking with. If you
no,
don't
you
have
know
nobody to
what?
funk with, then you just chilling, right? So I feel like we gotta kind of reorganize who we funking with. Like,
No, yeah.
Or you're
Another,
gonna be hallucinating all the time because you never know where it's coming from.
my bad. And another thing we do, we got to come together because it is funk with the communities in West and East and all this. We need to bring our youth together because at the end of the day, the white man they want y'all to funk with each other, and it's too much death. Someone in our family, if they pass, we gonna be hurting, and we gotta pay for a funeral like that. All this funkin' stuff, we gotta stop, like for real. And I feel like we hating on each other if we're funking. Like, you know, like hold on. I don't want to get her name wrong. Xavier, like she said, like we hating on each other. We calling each other niggas and stuff when we supposed to be like brother and sister. Like, for real, we gotta come together. We shouldn't be hating on one another. That's self-hate right there.
big facts. Shout out to Raquel. She said community-owned music streaming platform getting started to replace Spotify. Folks from Co-op Jackson involved in the making, I think. Resonate.is. Yes, actually, I've met one of the coders for that project, and we got to have him on an interview actually. So Resonate, please let's support these alternatives. They're based in the UK, I believe. But yeah, research them and see what it's like, and maybe you might get inspired to start your own. Like we got to create. Like one thing about capitalism, it is about competition, right? So when you see something that you not for, you can compete with them, and you might be able to grab a good share of the market. And you may not need to have the whole market, but you could do enough with what you can get. But hey,
Yeah.
we
That's
at
why I
time,
be two
y'all.
shells right across the street from each other.
Say that one more time,
Yeah.
Xavier.
That's why there be two Shell gas stations right across the street from each other.
Exactly,
Damn.
exactly.
Hey, that's some hot shit right there.
Yeah, yeah. Because they know they gonna win because people need gas, so it don't really matter who they go to, but they gonna
Put it
create
all
the
together.
competition so you can you can spend your money. You're spending your money either way. So, but yeah, I appreciate y'all. This was an amazing conversation. Um, we'll be back tomorrow.
Hold
Same
on.
black time, same black channel.
Hey, Tut,
And
you didn't say nothing all day, bro. Where you at? Come on. I ain't hear nothing from that brother all day, man.
hey, sometimes you just gotta listen and gather information. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I was like that on one of the meetings too, like last week.
Hmm. Oh yeah, you definitely been dropping some jewels. So
Man, I ain't got no man. It's just it keep coming. It's like a fire, a flame in me to talk.
Straight
I
up.
was in the beginning the beginning of the I was kind of like laid back because I didn't have the book, so I was just like going along with the flow. But even then, I wanted to like, but I've been like more engaged with the book. I ain't been catting off or nothing, you know. And yes, I do understand everything that's going on.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Z. I see folks is dipping out, so I want to
Oh
respect
yeah.
your time, and I'll see y'all
All right.
tomorrow. Okay.
All right.
Peace.
Peace
Buenos
and blessings.
dias.